All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1003, Carrera versus Carrera.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Carrera,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes. So I brought this case before you because I'm currently paying for extracurricular activities for our daughter.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more money than I thought it was going to be. So I would like my wife, Sheila, to reimburse me for it.
Okay. So you guys are separated?
Yes.
Okay. What type of extracurricular activities is the child involved?
So our daughter is very big into sports.
Okay.
So she plays soccer, and it's just like the cost of cleats, the cost of like gloves, because she plays goalie. It's just a lot of upkeep for me, and she makes more money than I do, so I kind of want help with it.
Okay. I see here, ma'am, from the tax returns that you make about $100,000 a year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Strap in, everyone. What kicks off as a simple squabble over a pair of soccer cleats quickly blows up into a courtroom showdown sharper than any offside call. This is Carrera versus Carrera, a high-earning mom, a dad scraping by, and a child tangled up in a custody and cost tug-of-war. When the gloves come off, on the field and in court, we see how something as small as goalie gloves can end up as Exhibit A once the judge runs the numbers. Let's just say somebody's paycheck is about to take a hit. Here's a dad paying for way more than corner kicks, a mom blindsided by a financial foul, and a judge who's not buying any sob stories. Think child support is only about custody? Think again. Stick around. There's a twist that flips this fair share fight upside down. So who's really playing fair? You decide.
Child support was not previously ordered.
Yes.
Okay. So are you guys in agreement to do that? Or you don't want to pay child support? What's going on?
I don't think it's necessary. We split her 50-50. She's at my house just as much. She's with me just as much, if not more.
Your Honor, I would say that's probably an argument for her to pay me if we're splitting 50-50.
This is where it gets spicy. Mom's pocketing a clean $100,000 a year, while Dad's single-handedly footing the bill for cleats, gloves, and goalie dreams. Now pause. Wouldn't you expect someone making six figures to help out with sports gear? Most people would say, of course. But her reaction? Zero hesitation, zero guilt, just a casual, I don't think that's needed. That's not just a red flag. That's a whole banner waving loud from the sidelines.
Pay all of it.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. So you kind of like told on yourself. So you ready to move forward with the numbers?
Sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready with the numbers. So it looks like you make, like I said, $100,000 a year. Do you work overtime, or is that regularly what you make?
No, I work overtime. But
Okay. And does that include overtime?
yes, ma'am. It's a salaried position, so it's just straight up.
Okay, got it. All right. So at $100,000 a year, I have your gross at $10,000 a month. Before I continue, who pays health insurance?
We both do.
We both.
Okay, how much do you pay?
$348 or $386.
$386.
Yeah, $386.
Okay.
And I
how
pay
much?
$200.
Okay, and you both plan on maintaining those health insurance policies?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. That way, nobody has to reimburse anybody for health insurance. But because you do carry health insurance and you're going to be ordered to pay child support, I can give you credit for the $386. Okay. So that brings your net down to $6,988.19. Which, how many children? Just one?
Just one.
Okay, so 20% of that brings your child support obligation to $1,391.64.
And boom, Dad accidentally sets himself up. By claiming custody is split 50-50, he hands the judge the perfect chance to shoot back. Exactly. So why should you pay for everything? Classic cell phone in court. Wanting fairness is one thing, but handing the judge the argument to rule against you? Whole different story. So is that honesty or a big strategic slip-up?
That should cover any expenses and anything like that, because the child is heavily involved. Sounds like in extracurricular activities, excuse me. Are there any other questions?
No.
You don't look happy about this. What's going on?
I just think that it's a bit of an exorbitant amount, but we discussed it in the beginning when the split happened. He agreed and
Agreed to what amount?
none.
Oh, you're saying child support. But you do understand that as the child gets older and, heavily involved in
Yes.
different activities, I wasn't done.
Oh,
Involved heavily in different activities, you understand that expenses increase.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the amount of child support is based on how much money you make. Child support is based on a simple calculation. So you make $100,000 a year. That's what your child support is. I mean, if you want it to be lower.
Quick breakdown. Mom's gross income clears $10,000 a month. After insurance tweaks, her child support tab lands at about $1,391.64. That's roughly 14% of her income. Not pocket change, but nowhere near the outrageous figure she's acting like it is. This isn't punishment. It's just proportional parenting, money-wise. So the real question, is she mad about the amount or losing control of the purse strings?
You chose the profession.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Yikes. The judge didn't just slam the gavel. She dropped a cold reality check. You picked your career. Translation? The court doesn't care if you think it's unfair. The law cares about math. Income sets the obligation, not feelings. And this moment nails down a big truth in family law. When life changes custody, money, lifestyle, so can what you owe. Ever felt blindsided by a surprise support ruling? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one that S.O. Here's a wrap-up. Dad walked in hoping for help with goalie gloves and walked out with a full-on child support order. Mom's bigger paycheck, and the kid's growing needs tipped the scales. This case proves child support isn't about who's nicer or who agreed to what before. It's about what's real now and what's best for the kid. Even with 50-50 custody, a big income gap can mean someone still has to pay up. That's just how it works, so tell us. Did the judge get it right? Did Dad get fairness or just more bills? If this shocked you too, hit that like, sound off below, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom twists. Because these kids don't grow up on air. And in support court, the truth always wins.
Carrera. So they had an existing order where no child support was ordered. Well, under Texas law, when there's been a material and substantial change in circumstance, the court can go in and review the order to determine whether or not child support should be paid. Well, you heard that Dad was covering all the expenses for the child to participate in all these different activities. So it warranted Mom to be able to help finance those activities for the child. So that's the reason why Mom was ordered to pay child support.